Yeah, these are the actors. The actors are in front. Musicians are a little. Anybody opera?
Well, thank you both for doing this evening. And Angelina, I'd like to start with you. You were 2 years old when 𝗪𝗓 𝗪𝗡𝗪 passed away. Was she someone who was at all on your radar before this material came along? And any interest at all in opera before this came along?
I didn't realize in some ways how much she was in my life, because I listened to music, and you start to realize how much you know her when you hear these songs. I'm sure a lot of you realize how much she has been in your life, and maybe you didn't know it was her. I went to the opera when I was very young. I didn't understand how that sound was coming out of a person. I was a little kid, and I just thought it was amazing. But you know, one of the things that Pablo wanted about this, and I think it's how I felt, and how maybe some of you feel, was that I felt it was kind of an elite art form. I felt it was something that maybe because of the way I was raised, it didn't belong to me. It was something I wouldn't understand, and I didn't study it. And it was intended for the masses, and it's intended for everyone, and it touches everyone, but sometimes it takes us a moment to get back to it, and I'm so happy I finally did, and I love this art form so much.
𝗪𝗪, growing up on the other side of the pond, was 𝗪𝗧 on your radar? What did you?
She's Italian, so
yeah. How much did you know about 𝗪𝗧's life and troubles before this one?
Yeah, I know a lot about her. I mean, her public life and her artistic life, but I didn't know almost nothing about her private life. For example, I didn't know about Bruno and Ferruccio, and about all the situation, this strange family in Paris. And so it was something that I discovered through the script and through this movie. But of course, I grew up with the idea and the music of 𝗪𝗓 𝗪𝗡𝗪. So,
Angelina, when this was brought to you by �υλ, was there any conversation about the fact that it follows two other projects in which he has featured kind of amazing but also tragic story, tragic women of the 20th century? I know he now, when everybody talks about Jackie and Spencer in this film as a trilogy, but he says that was never the plan. But was there any conversation about a through line between you guys?
I think it's more that he was just aware that he had taken the time to study women, and we talked more about that, less about them in particular, and more just I find it really interesting. I find him very interesting as a man and as a director. But no, if anything, we kind of spoke about the differences, because 𝗪𝗧 is an artist, and that does make her a little different, and how he was going to approach it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish he was here to answer that. I'm trying to speak for Pablo.
Sure. Obviously, a major aspect of agreeing to do this part was going to be the singing. How much? I guess again, just in your background, had you done much singing of any kind, and how did you guys get yourself to the point where you felt ready to do this?
I don't know if I ever felt ready, but I did sing. It was actually a part of my life that I was blocked. I had somebody in my life when I was younger told me I couldn't sing, and we all have one of those people. but I really thought I couldn't sing, so much so that I kind of told the singing coach that he was going to probably have a problem because I may be tone deaf, and I really, because I was, somebody was quite mean. And so it was a big, it was 7 months of training, and I started with a singing coach, and first we started with posture and breathing and just finding a voice, and then Italian, and then an opera coach came in, very specific for the arias. And it was like it was a discovery. I mean, so many of you here are artists, and I think I really would recommend it. I didn't know I had a voice. And I'm almost 50, and I had never sung. And I never let certain sounds come out of my body. And I had this opportunity to have support to find it. And it was really emotional and really scary. But, and then we worked towards it, because when we did the singing, he didn't tell me in the beginning, it was a surprise. As we got closer, where he finally said, so now how we're gonna do it is, you're gonna hear her, and we're gonna have no other sound in the room. No piano, no playback. You just have to sing in front of the crew and the extras, and I was terrified. I was shaky and terrified.
I understand that, 𝗟𝗏, you were present for some of this as Angelina got better and better. Can you share your perspective?
It was incredible. I was like very, very surprised, and I think you were so brave. And I remember the first time I was in the kitchen, and you started singing, and only your voice was there, and I was really surprised. And then we keep going. We ended in La Scala in front of so many people. You remember? You did and everybody was crying because you were so. How do you say? You were so there in the moment, with your voice, your body, with the character. And so for me as an actress was something that I really admire as an actress. The way you went into this journey and the way you keep everybody with you. So first of all, me, like Bruna, and I think I could speak also for 𝗓𝗏 as Ferruccio, because we really, you really allow us to be part of this journey. And so, starting from the singing.
Right through the amazing...
See, I had that support with me every day.
I'm telling the truth. I'm very, how to say, that direct. So I'm saying the truth. This is not like something that I want to make things better or more beautiful. It's just the truth. So.
We're gonna turn it back on you for a moment, 𝗟𝗏. This character Bruna, there was a real Bruna? What did you know about her? And also, was she as skilled at omelet making as?
Yes, this is the story. Because Pablo asked Angelina to sing, and he asked me, because he's very precise, to flip an omelette. So I know how to do an omelette, but I didn't know how to flip an omelette. So I went to a master chef, a man, which was a very important one in a big restaurant, and I spent one morning just doing this. And then the production sent to my place where I was living like 60 eggs and 3 butter thing, and I started. And then I ended with a video just doing it, but not one, but like 3. And then I send the video to Pablo and I say, I can do it.
It's a double flip in the movie. Yeah.
Very rarely seen out in the wild. Absolutely. Angelina, was there a particular scene for you that was most daunting? I mean, I can only speculate that the opening where it's right on you and you're singing and there's nowhere to hide, that's got to be, I would think, up there, but what for you was most daunting?
There were so many, but that was the first. That was the first time I had to sing, was that one. And it was, so I was very, yeah, that was a crazy day. I can't even describe it, but there were so many, you know that when you get, there's something wonderful about being frightened, isn't it? Like when you're scared, especially as an artist, it's such a gift. It's such a gift to be asked to do something you're not sure you can do and have support to try. So every day felt like that in this, in one way or another. So every time I thought I'd get comfortable, then there was like another thing. But no, it was kind of so beyond my comfort zone that I couldn't even think straight sometimes.
Help